think because I'm a composer, I want to not remember the lyrics, so I have a teleprompter. And so we were performing in Dubai, I think it was a global village.
Okay.
And mist started appearing. And there's a display on top in front of you. And slowly the lyrics went off. There's only mist. And I'm just la 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 la.
He said that musicians are no longer needed. Everything can be done on a laptop. The musicians who used to play in films are now jobless. What's your reaction?
Okay, nice to blame me for everything. It's his opinion. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong. The health scare was my masti.
Okay.
I was fasting and I became vegetarian. And so what happened was there was a gastric,
Because you have such a long list, I think it becomes very easy. You just pick something.
I was lying actually. No. Zinda rahe, zinda rahe, saya saron pe tera, zinda rahe.
Hi, this is Sana Farzeen and welcome to India Today. I have with me the music genius, Rahman. So how excited are you about Wonderment, the tour that you've announced?
Fully excited, yeah.
Yeah. But tell me, why did you pick Mumbai as the first show?
It happened because I was designing my US tour, and so they asked for this one. Also, the government, the Waves conference was happening, and they wanted one of the big concert stuff. So it all collided,
Yeah.
and it was nice to come in this way to Mumbai
Yeah.
after Chava's success.
But tell us more about what's in plan. Which other cities are you going to travel with your tour?
There are, I think, 18 cities in the US,
Wow.
but it starts with Mumbai, and it's important to have the first one really up there.
It's often said that watching Rahman live is a magical experience. Like everybody who's seen you live can
Really?
vouch for that, yes.
Thank you.
But tell me, when you are on stage performing, what's going in your mind? How do you feel? Tell us what's going in
I mean, it's an evolution. Like at the very beginning, when I used to go on stage, it felt like death.
Okay.
And then when you come out, it felt good. But when you, before going in, it was always like, what's going to go wrong? Who's not going to come properly sing? And I was like the band leader also, right? And then over years, I think from 2015, I reshuffled the band, and then it felt like they all knew what we were doing, and that amazing integrity.
Yeah.
So from then, I felt like I'm going to the living room,
Yeah.
playing for friends, and slowly everything changed. The pressure changed. But we also get into something sometimes when it rains, or challenges like that come in, or sometimes the promoter doesn't realize the worth, and then he doesn't promote, or it doesn't go reach the people, and they say,
Right.
oh, tickets are not selling. This is the worst. I'm like, why didn't you do the research? Why did you, anyway, so,
Yeah.
but mostly I think we have a checklist, and we have, and because for me, going to doing a concert is not just performing the songs. Like, I want to go deeper and see what all we can do with the power of audience, because
Right.
now audience have become a part of like an instrument by themselves. The way they sing back, and they want to milk the experience fully, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but what do you remember maybe of your first stage experience, first live show?
I think the first big one was in Malaysia,
Okay.
and even though I refused, they said, no, this is for charity. You're going to give charity to this Bosnian charity, and I said, yeah, okay, that's for a good thing. It's good, and then I did that one. And then the second one was in '98, Dubai. I had fever,
Oh.
and I was in a situation where they said, don't go and perform, they're not paid you. And people are shouting there, hey, oh, I said, it's fine, money, it doesn't matter this time. So I went there. I think I did a good,
Yeah.
wisdom, wise to go there and perform.
Yeah.
And then the third one was, I think, 2010 US tour.
Okay.
Yeah.
But performing in India and performing internationally, do you see that difference in
A
terms-
lot.
Okay.
Because I think the way things are organized abroad is like a piece of cake. You feel like you're in a, but here it's different.
Yeah.
It's different because not every place is like has the infrastructure to manage
Right.
or to be in that level of I think they will get there.
Yeah.
Because everybody talks about it. Diljit talked about it.
Yeah.
I talked about it a couple of years
Absolutely.
in Chennai, and yeah.
Yeah. But tell me, do you also have like a pre-stage ritual or something before you go on stage?
You practice. I practice. I don't speak to anyone. No meetings.
Oh.
and so people don't put anything in my mind. And yeah,
But you have like some funny, weird ritual that you
before I used to get, people used to run away from me. I was like fire. Now I think my son was like, before concert, I'm not even going to come to you. Like now it's like, no, I'm chill out.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah. But what is the best part? Just seeing the audience maybe react to you, or just singing the songs that you want carefree? Like, what is the best part of being on the stage?
Just to see the vibe, because we never announce, oh, I'm going to sing the song from the next.
Yeah.
We don't need to, because they know everything. And that excitement of even just starting a flute or a piano and they're shouting, it's a good thing and a bad thing. Because it's a good thing because you get that energy.
Yeah.
A bad thing because people who want to listen to music are only hearing screams. And
Yeah.
so recently I did a workshop in Vancouver with the symphony of my orchestral work.
Right.
And it filled up it got sold out, Indian audiences. For the
Wow.
first time, Vancouver Symphony, they were like wondering. We just announced and it got filled up, and they were all quiet and they watched such poise, and
Yeah.
it's great to see that.
Right. Which is the most requested song, maybe, or maybe most enjoyed songs at your shows?
It changes. Matuji Sanam
Yeah. Of
and
course.
Kun Faya Kun,
Hmm.
and then Tum Saath Ho.
Yeah.
Then it depends on the current hit. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Shreya Ghoshal recently spoke about how she keeps forgetting lyrics while she's performing live. Has something weird happened to you also on stage?
Yeah, I think because I'm a composer, I want to not remember the lyrics, so I have a teleprompter. And so we were performing in Dubai, I think it was a global village,
Okay.
and mist started appearing, and there's a display on top in front of you, and slowly the lyrics went off. There's only mist, and I'm just la 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 la. So that's, yeah.
Yeah.
And it covered,
Wow.
could not see anybody.
Yeah. And which is the toughest song for you to kind of perform live?
Toughest song is always the ones which are not rehearsed. And because of there's no time, and it's usually we drop it, but sometimes you have to do it. And
Right.
the things which you don't rehearse is stuff. The things you rehearse, yeah.
And do you also remember, like maybe while you were growing up, whose live shows did you enjoy, or somebody, a show that you watched and that kind of changed the way?
There's only one performer
Okay.
in the world. Two actually.
Okay.
One is Michael Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
and who defined what entertainment is for me.
Right.
And other one is Nusrat Saab, sitting
Wow.
there. I saw Michael Jackson in '99 in Munich, which I was supposed to perform, but he had an accident. He had to go. So I just saw from the side stage. I looked at his performance, and then Nusrat Saab in '97, '8. I saw him in Radio City Hall, which I went to sign Sony deal for the Matuji Salam concert.
Yeah.
That's when the idea of Gurus of Peace came.
Right. Because you mentioned Nusrat Saab, right now there's always this conversation around Pakistani artists collaborating with Indian artists. What's your take on it?
Music should not have borders, and I personally feel that we should exchange goodness,
Yeah.
and this is the only hope for the world. We should not bring in, I think,
Yeah.
and because that would also change the. And I'm doing the Gandhi series, in that
Absolutely.
there is a beautiful thing he does. I don't want to reveal the story. So he goes to the enemy and then helps the enemy in the war. Acts as an ambulance, or
Yeah.
He said if that would actually deter the whole hatred they have for us if we do good things to the enemy.
Right.
So I think who thinks like that anymore?
Absolutely.
I think that's how it should be.
Right.
Not seen as enemy, but as human beings.
Amazing. Also, tell me, I don't know if you've heard about it, but Abhijeet Bhattacharya recently spoke about that when A.R. Rahman came, musicians are being lost because he feels that he can do music on his laptop. I'll read out the exact statement. He said that musicians are no longer needed. Everything can be done on a laptop. The musicians who used to play in films are now jobless. What's your reaction to
Okay,
that?
nice to blame me for everything. It's his opinion. I don't know why Abhijeet ji is very upset with me. I love him. Whatever he says, I love him. I'll send cakes to his house. But let me explain to you. There's nothing wrong. I just set up an orchestra with 60 women in Dubai.
Yeah.
They're all employed every month. They get paid insurance and health and everything. And every movie, whether it's Chava or PS, like there are 200 to 300 musicians, and some songs have like more than 100 musicians.
Yeah.
That I don't like to show and put photographs of all that.
Right.
All that. I think the more you refine in music, the more you start appreciating live music. And the computers are used as a tool
Yeah.
to design extraordinary, harmonies and everything, because you can't afford to get musicians to play and reject it later. So all the rejection should happen in the soft synths, and the finals are always recorded with the orchestra.
Absolutely.
So we have, because if you go to every producer, they'll show you how many musicians got paid.
Also, tell me, of course, you faced a health scare right now recently. How difficult was it to come up and then go ahead and perform live? I mean, you planned an entire tour.
No, the health scare was my masti.
Okay.
I was fasting and I became vegetarian. And so what happened was there was a gastric, flex
Right.
of what happened, and it was actually a gas attack on that. And then we went to the hospital. They sent a whole press saying that I'm being.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was fine. I think it was nice to get so many beautiful messages from fans, and so you show that generally people want me to live, not die.
But also, it's unbelievable to see Rahman's personal life, his health being in the headlines. I mean,
Yeah.
does that become
Yeah,
a
it shows, it
difference?
humanizes me, which is great. Otherwise, you start hating a person who's like always looking like a rock. So I'm a human like
Yeah.
everybody. I face through, and that's the truth. And
Absolutely.
we all humans, and each one has a special capability. Each one is a superhero in his house. People made me like a superhero.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful. That's why the title Wonderment, because
Of
like
course.
every breath is a wonder.
Yeah.
The love I get from them is a wonder. The blessing I get from God is a wonder.
Yeah.
So
Lastly, I wanted to ask you, just seeing the next few films that you're working on, Rahman, Gandhi, Kamal or Meena, Tere Ishq mein, like great variety, great lineup. What can we expect from A.R. Rahman in the coming months?
What can you expect from me?
What's in the pipeline?
Good
What's
question.
in store?
No, it's a fascinating to see the kind of. I'm really honored to get these projects, and for me, I think it's to see what else can I do. How deeper can I go
Yeah.
in the interpretation of music? Still satisfy the needs of the producer and director.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just need 1 minute from you. I basically asked ChatGPT to name 3 popular songs.
ChatGPT?
Yes. Because you are also someone who talks about AI, who supports AI.
That's cheating. That's cheating.
Yes. So AI has picked up 3, of course, most popular songs of A.R. Rahman. I want you to maybe decode it or tell a story about it. First, of course, is Jai Ho.
Yeah. I think Jai Ho came as a song when the world needed, hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Chaya Chaya.
Chaya Chaya is as a student of Sufism, exploring a world of words and, that kind of genre of music, along with great artists like Sukhwinder Singh and Gulzar Saab and Mani Ratnam.
Yeah. And Kun Faya Kun, of course.
Kun Faya Kun is scarily, it terrified me to even pick that and tune it, because I was afraid of whether I'm worthy enough to pick that word and tune. And so I think out of the respect, the whole team which gave respect to that, I think it paid off. It see that it's become crossed beyond the borders of everything and reached the hearts of people.
And you agree with this list? ChatGPT's
That's
list?
you could have picked anything.
What would you have picked? Three of your favorite A.R. Rahman songs.
Or what I've composed.
Yeah, of course.
I would have asked ChatGPT too.
No, what I want to ask you, tell me 3 of your favorite songs.
Roja Janeman, Bharat Humko, then Choti Si Aasha.
Amazing.
See how easy it is?
Because you have such a long list, I think it becomes very easy. You just pick something.
I was lying actually. No.